wherever you are.
Yeah, I'm going live. Here we go. Looks like we uh should be on YouTube now. Looks like Ryan is joining us. And yeah, we're just doing a quick sort of post game type of thing, type of session. We just taped the final D and Davis show proper with Mr. Demonze Spruiel. He's retiring on us.
The man of the hour.
Yeah, the man of the hour. We had a lot of emotions and jokes run wild as we normally do. But this is just a short thing I wanted to do for commemoration because this is the brand that Demonze helped build. We are Regal Radio, and I just wanted to have something on our YouTube as well, and our anchor that we're gonna have as well. Of course, our podcast platform. But yeah, because I mean, I just want to. I had a couple questions and stuff that I wanted, because I didn't want to interrupt you and Ken what you were saying towards the end of the show.
Yeah,
I got a couple things I want to just go off of from what y'all said. But the first thing, I just want to get your overall thoughts, like on just doing, because this isn't your last D and Davis broadcast of it, but it's your last D and Davis show, and that was so much that we there's so much begun from that, from the shows that we did on the weekends when you and Ken, that's what you chose, that's what you guys chose to do. What that wasn't the first thing, because the first thing y'all did was what, Football Island?
Football Island, yeah, Football Island, yeah.
Yeah, but that was when it became real, when y'all did D and Davis.
Yeah.
And now that's technically in the past now. At least that element of the show is in the past now. So I just want to get your thoughts on that.
As I was saying before, man, yeah, I didn't say this term, but it's kind of bittersweet. I've had to, like I said before 1,000 times, just kind of come to grips and ask myself, you know what I'm saying, is it time to step away? Which was a very hard decision. It kept me up at night. It really did. I do understand that even though my voice is not as large as some, but I do understand that Black voices right now, people of color, their voices in sports media, just media in general, they are needed right now. I do understand that, but I still have to be real with myself. And that's what Ken was bringing up at the end of the D and Davis show. Just kind of like, when I say I'm going to do something, I'm typically going to do it. That's how I'm built. That's how I'm designed. And I also, at the same time, have to understand that this is not a one-man band. This is not the D and Davis show. This is not DemonzeRadio.com. This is WeAreRegalRadio.com. This is the D and Davis show. And I have to understand that it's more than just me. And I had to think about you all. I had to think, because I had to think about you. I got to think about Ken. I got to think about Ryan and anybody involved with any platforms. And I do not want to be selfish. And I have to understand when it's my time to step to the side. Yeah, it's bittersweet. But like I said before, also at the end of the show, I'm happy because I've said it again. I've been able to live out my dream, even though my dream might have been 15 seconds in the grand scheme of things. I was still able to do it. You know what I'm saying? It's very few people that start from our position and get to the point where we at right now. Well, I'm stepping away, but at least to get to the point that we've been able to work to, I should say. And I have to sit back and just be kind of be conceited in that point of view, like, damn, look what we did.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of that, man. I'm proud of us. I'm proud of everything Ken and I have been able to do. I'm proud of what you and I, Kyle, was able to do to try to get people together as far as the website. I'm proud. I'm very happy that, you know what I'm saying, Ryan was brought into our life and he was able to, yes, intern for us and go out and work in the Dakotas for a short part of time, but then come back and be able to produce our shows. I'm so happy about that. I think everything's happened for a reason. I think timing is a big thing, a big part of things. Sometimes timing doesn't work out for you, but sometimes timing does work out for you. You being up in Wisconsin, ready to come back home, Kyle, that was great timing. Ryan coming back home in Chicago, that was great timing. Me and Ken and I debating at work for the first time, that was perfect timing. Because if that did not happen, something could have, the smallest thing could have threw that off. Don't know what it could have been. It could have been
Butterfly effect.
Which is like butterfly, exactly the butterfly effect. I could have got a new gig. I was ready to leave 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying? I could have not became cool when I got Medi. You know what I'm saying?
And look, it took a second with that for us to become cool.
Yeah.
Because the first time, like, Medi took a vacation, we kind of talked. But I remember the second time, like, we really interacted when Medi was gone.
Yeah.
And I mean, for Medi, like, I got a lot of love for Medi, right? Now, mind you, I ain't been around Medi in like 8 years.
Yeah,
right?
Medi.
But who would have known how much I had an affinity for Medi, that I was going to love you, and that our relationship would grow to where I have no question about you. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have no question. This is like somebody, and by no means am I trying to discredit anyone that served to this high of service, but it's like somebody that I've been in battles with. The amount of diligence that you were right there. Like, there's a difference when you riding, and I mean, you guys know, because I mean, all of you three have been our producers, so you've had to ride too. All right, where there's no financial benefit to this. This is how much you want to do.
Your time away from your family.
Yeah, you got cats riding with you. So it's just been so lit. And it's funny when we were doing the interview with Jay Hood, and Jay Hood was like, unless there's something going on between y'all, and that'll be good for a book. And we both broke off laughing, because initially, like I told you, clearly I knew it was a wrap. It was early. It was like, whoa. When I asked you what's wrong and you was like, life, I was like, oh shit, it's a wrap, right? And I called you that evening. I told myself, I was like, you told yourself to call D. It was 6 o'clock. I said, call him, because he said it's life, and that's not, he looked haggard. And he was like, we'll talk about it after the show. We do the score show. And it was like, all right, so it's a wrap, right? And going into that, knowing that, and I'm also just, even from that, as being brothers, growing enough to do a show. And like you said, I don't want to talk about it now. We'll do it after the show. But growing enough to handle that business, and knowing that something that meant so much to you was ending. Like, this has been, as you said, one of the greatest periods of my life. I've grown a brotherhood. But one thing, especially for me, from being someone who is always trying to protect themselves, that I had to realize, and I said this back in like years ago with us, maybe 2 years ago, that sometimes I look at things that they have to be finite. And I had to tell myself they don't have to be finite. And even like you just said with the Zoom stuff on our show, that just because this ends doesn't mean that our relationship ends. I don't know why Kyle's face just superimposed over everything right now.
I'm just fucking around. I was trying to make your face
You're trying to send a message.
Don't do that right now.
I was trying to make your face bigger.
Right.
Yeah,
So
now
we
got rid of all y'all.
So Ryan, this is part of the things I meant with the StreamYard thing, where we're gonna have to figure some shit out or whatever. And It's gonna be more on you to figure out the things that are advantageous moving forward. But the thing is, and I mean definitely speaking to Melvin, Josh, and Jason for being rocking with us, being our newest and youngest EP. You've taken it by the reins and you dedicated yourself. You would drive from Bufu, Egypt, as Afton would say, to come down and be with us. I'm happy we do it through this so that you don't have to do the things that you had to do.
Very true. Very true.
And when me and Tony first had the discussion about would you be the guy, because you was the guy that was in my head. And when me and Tony talked to him, it was like, well, Brian. And it was like, yeah, I thought about him or whatever. It worked. And then going to Tony, who knows where the hell we would be without selfish ass Tony Gill. And I mean that in the facetious way.
Don't you do that to Tony.
I can do no, you can't do that. I can do that. And he knows I can do that. All right. I know that Tony ego. All right. But having a young man come into our lives with the determination that he had in general.
Ken, that goes back to my point about timing.
Yeah,
The timing that we always asking Peter. Honestly, we was asking Peter to send us a dope woman.
But that was really that. I mean, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Asking Peter to send us a producer, but it's on him for being the go-getter that he is.
No doubt. I mean, coming in the first day of school. I mean, the first week of school.
Since we're here, full disclosure, I was ready to give him the show way earlier. All right, just like it makes sense. But coming in with him bringing us to the score. All right.
Yeah.
Even with the connection that D had with Lawrence, we probably are never on the score without Tony. Like we're in their studios recording because Tony is putting us in there doing our shows. Yep. Like everything that Tony Gill. And when we bring up Tony Gill a lot, I don't want it to be like Slum Village to somebody when Kanye was hot. And I remember, I forgot the East Coast group, the West Coast group that was like, no, we just wanted him on here. It wasn't because he was hot. But we bring him up a lot because of me. Thank you. I knew you was going to be the motherfucker to do that. Yeah. I did know that. But when Dilated People was like, no, we had him on track because we messed with him, not because he was hot. Like that's our Tony. Like it's not because Tony's hot that we reference Tony often. It's because he means so much and gave so much. And the only person that's not here is Sydney, that really deserves these kudos. Mm-hmm. But then to go to Kyle, who started to take us to another level. I still think about some of the connections Kyle connect. I just wish he gave me some more information about some of these guests. Because I think about like, damn, we was talking to this person and Kyle put us with them. Yeah. I don't even know what the hell they did damn near for the most part. But of the people that Kyle and Sydney initially started making this show better. And Tony took it to another level. But I put more down on you, Kyle. Kyle, just the amount of stuff that Kyle did, and just the type of brother. I remember conversations me and you have riding around.
Yeah, because y'all worked right across from each other, so y'all conversations.
Not even that.
I'm just saying,
we've had our battles, to say the least.
Oh yeah.
But just like to some of the conversations that Kyle and I have had, because sometimes Kyle forgets he's my brother, right? You know what I'm saying? Like Cal's like me. To a certain degree, I feel like he's protected, but you should not be protected when it comes to me because you are, by all means, my brother. Like if somebody pulled up to your house, and like I said with D, and now listen, I don't need to go to jail. I got a wonderful family, right? But if you like, Ken, they here, I gotta be like, I got to go, right? Like, what's the name on Instagram? Like, I got to go. I gotta go. I gotta do this or whatever. And dude, it's been beautiful. You know, that's the thing to take away from this. It's been arguments, disagreements, and I say this, and especially when it comes to Black unity, right? You can disagree with your brother and still move forward, right? Like,
Absolutely.
and sometimes a disagreement is like, I just don't mess with them. No, you challenge each other on your thoughts. You know what I'm saying? You ask someone why do they think. Like me and Tony have had so many times where I had to set his little ass straight at work. Right? Like, let me let you know. I know you think you know. I'm about to put you on. Till this day, like it's like I hear you out in the streets, whatever. See, that's why he's running from me because I got this. Nah, I'm gonna tell you, right? But it's been a pleasure, Demonze. It's been the greatest pleasure of my adult life. To have you as my brother, which means more than my friend. I will miss how your takes could just shape the show off of what the hell are you thinking right now? Because I don't even know how much content we gonna get off of not having that mindset. Like it benefited us so effing much to have you. Like I don't know what Ryan's gonna do, and I hope he doesn't do it too weird to where it's not authentic. But we're gonna need something, right? Like we're gonna need something.
I mean, listen, I always just try to be myself.
Be yourself. That's what I'm gonna say. Be yourself.
I'm just gonna be
Whether
myself.
better or worse.
Right.
I'm just gonna be myself. I'm just gonna, say ask or say something. It's kind of like, hey, it's just on my mind. I'm just gonna say it. But no, man, yeah, it is kind of cool that we can be on the show right now with the three executive producers that we have on the show. That's really dope right there.
Let them speak a little bit. That's why I wanted them on.
I'm done talking.
Ryan, Tony, what's on y'all mind, man?
I guess I'll go before Ryan since he can had a last say so, I guess. Yeah, man, I mean, you guys gave me opportunity. And I needed reps. And it was something that I was passionate about doing, but I knew I needed work. So that first week, when I'm in something and I want to do something, I go all in. So luckily, you guys still had the show going, and I just sat, and at that point, like I can tell if at least in part, if something is at least halfway decent.
Here comes walking in. Let me see.
That's a Chicago compliment, though. Man.
Yeah,
Y'all halfway decent.
That's very true.
But y'all were really, really good and really funny and really entertaining. And I knew from that first day I wanted to be a part of it. And you guys gave me the opportunity, and it was easy to wake up, that Saturday morning and come down to the studio.
He said that Saturday, let you know, just when we switched from Sunday to Saturday. Go ahead, Tony.
Yeah. It was easy to come down because I wanted to hang out with you guys. D, Ken, Kyle, every week I was like, all right, for sure, I'm definitely gonna be there. That was fun, and I know we were working on things and honing the craft of producing and hosting and all that stuff. But like I knew it was gonna be a fun time, and that's what it all came down to. And you guys set that up for it to have that type of environment, and it really taught me a lot. Like I had real life work experience working with the D and Davis show. Starting from you guys let me do an open, and you guys have to do that. I could have been trash-tastic, but y'all let me rock and let me have an open.
The D and Davis show. I can hear it now. The D and Davis show. Oh man.
And I mean, it was. If I listen to it now, if I go back and listen to the very first open, I'll probably just.
I'm sure we have it.
Like in the moment, like you guys seem to like it and appreciate it, and that just encouraged me more to be more creative and do more things and go out there. And that's all because you guys gave me the confidence to go out there and be a producer. And then Kyle, listening to him and following after him as he let me be the executive producer. Working with you guys at that level, again, I was getting experience and gaining experience working with experienced hosts that knew what they wanted to do, that knew the type of show that they wanted to do. And then just kind of help boosting it, not changing it, but help boosting what you guys already had. Really prepared me to be Lawrence Holmes' executive producer. If I'm not the Dean Davis executive producer, maybe I'm Lawrence's producer, maybe, but I wouldn't have had any experience at all doing the job, and I would have probably dragged the show along with Lawrence and would have to learn on the job. But I didn't have to do that because I've had prior experience with great hosts already, and that's thanks to the Dean Davis show. And I say this all the time, and I say it on any interview that I'm a part of, where people ask me, about the business. I always bring up the Dean Davis show. Always. I'm always going to rep the Dean Davis show. I'm always going to rep Ken. I'm always going to rep Demonze. And I'm taking that wherever I am, wherever I end up going, wherever I'm doing. You guys are coming with me.
When you do the Oscars, thank you. I need that.
I appreciate that.
But I mean, you guys have been great.
You're gonna do great. The shit. You've always been that person.
Hey, listen, man. I'm just so happy, Tony, that you said you have fun. Because I want everybody to, whoever does this, just remember, you're sitting back talking shit with your boys or with your girls, well, whoever the crew is with. You sit back and you're just talking. That's it, and you having fun. That's the biggest thing that I think a lot of people do lose. It was so on point with Tony when I had the first announcement, saying just to the guys privately that I was stepping away, and Tony mentioned to me like, "Hey man, listen, I'm just happy that you're not bitter going out," and I'm not, because you know why? Y'all made these past 15 years of my life fun. I have fun, even through all the bickering or arguments we might have, and it was like so bottom basement. They wasn't anything huge. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They be like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like the next segment, it was like everything is fine because we were having fun. So that's why I'm so happy that I can sit back and just listen to y'all and be fans. But I'm also very happy to hear, Tony, that you said that you were having fun coming down there on Saturdays, because Lord knows. Me walking out of the house sometimes for the missus, it was like, damn. Okay, let me go down here.
And Ryan, let me jump in right quick before we let you speak. But I think that was so key to what built our relationships and our brotherhood, because just having those couple hours each week where we joined each other and we just had fun, just talking shit about sports and talking shit about each other, and just looking out on State Street and clowning people on the street. Like it was such a respite, because we all had bad weeks. We had weeks where we didn't want to go in there. Yeah. But once we got there, we had weeks where we barely just got through. But when we got together and we did our show, it wasn't nothing wrong with the world. There wasn't nothing wrong with our lives. Yep. And, I'd say personally, being in the spot that I was in when I moved back from Wisconsin, I was in a bad spot, man. And, so much, I don't know what I would be doing if I didn't have the opportunity to work with y'all and have a platform and, just have those fun days where I could be, because I came to that shit. I didn't have any broadcast training. I was a writer. I was I was doing some shit that I barely knew how to do, messing with y'all.
Shit, we did. We knew we didn't know how the hell to do that.
Right. So
I didn't know how to run the board. I taught myself how to run the board. All right, let's do a show.
Yeah, I totally showed you how to properly run the board.
Okay.
Right, and then you had to take them. But it's like it was so much that we learned together, and we we just took on it. It helped bonded us, just learning and taking shots and doing things that losing signals and losing callers and doing shit that nobody listens to, but
having an interview and not getting in at the time the interview's supposed to go on.
Man,
right? Yeah.
How many times you just said,
hey, let me tweet out that we coming out a little bit later.
The broadcasting dropped from going live or whatever, but please, Kyle, continue.
Oh, man.
You're trying to get me. I see you, Kyle. You're trying to get me. But like I told Jay Hood, you won't. You're close. You're close.
I'm getting myself, King. I know. It's all, it's just so meaningful, man. And like Tony said, like y'all said in the show, the important part is that because so much about life is fulfillment. And D, I'm glad that you felt fulfilled about the journey that we've taken. Mm-hmm. And like I said, as your fam, and as Ken said, as a loved one, we just all feel grateful that you feel that way, and that it didn't end badly, because there were times where
I ran the MF off. Yes, I ran that MF off.
We all like. I just piggyback on that. We all are grateful, and just like I'm fortunate. I feel fortunate that we do have a continuing life together that we can look forward to. It sucks that it isn't the same as it was when we were all getting together on those Saturdays and Sundays, but that's life. Life changes. We adjust and we evolve, and it's just gonna be something different. But we always have that to look forward to, and I look back to that we did, and I think it is important that we look back and that we realize what we accomplished, and because we did accomplish a lot.
Yeah, Ryan.
We got Cal. Tony, you ain't cry yet. You ain't a real motherfucker.
Hey, I'll crack myself on being
man. No, you should. You're a man. You be a man, Kyle.
Me and Tony got that Inglewood cloth. We ain't cried yet. Go ahead.
I think you have a little bit. I think you have a little. Don't you try that. I know you
closed doors.
I know you be. Don't you try that.
They act like they ain't gonna cry because ain't nobody shooting at they windows.
I'm from Inglewood crew too. I didn't cry when they was shooting, but
no,
I have no problem crying for the love of my brothers. But Ryan, go ahead.
Yeah. For me, what drew me to you guys in the beginning was what really Tony and Kyle have been talking about. The energy, the fun. I remember just like everybody else, there was a lot of Saturdays where it was a tough week, but I wasn't going to not come. I was going to ride my bike down from Wrigleyville and come all the way down and do that show.
I remember that bike.
I remember that bike too. Yeah.
I love doing that ride. I love going to that show.
It's like, you're right, baby. Yeah, I'm about to get on here right now. Even when we were doing it at the store, Ryan, we were like, Ryan, you got your bike out here, but go ahead, Ryan.
Hey, I bike, baby. And ever since you told us the news, D, it's been bittersweet, and I know that Ken and I will be able to come up with something, but we're going to lose this iteration for at least a little bit. And that's
forever, but
that's a tough
hopefully
part.
we can make up some of it. But
let's say randomly you came back in a year, we're going to go back to somewhat the same, but it's not going to ever be the same. This iteration is going away. It's never going to be the same after it was. And like how you talked about the timing, D, it blew my mind how everything worked out as soon as I came back to North Dakota. It was definitely bittersweet leaving Chicago, and you guys were a part of that, leaving Chicago, because I definitely enjoyed doing the show, and it was something I wanted to do. And as Tony said, like the reps that you guys gave because of how seriously you guys take it. Like there was a lot of people at that school that wanted to do shows, but first chance, like, hey, I can just stay in and not go, I'm not going. But you guys would always show up every Saturday, and there was never going to be a question. It would be something like it's a holiday or an emergency. That's the only time we would take time off. And that kind of seriousness, it rubbed off on me, and it made me want to be more serious about everything. And
you mean except D taking holidays. D took a lot of holidays.
I think so.
I just want to point that out. Go ahead, Ryan. What you're saying?
I had the least amount of time.
I know. D took.
D was pretty good in my run.
He took any holiday he could get his hands on. Back in those, like if you was going to at the school days, D was taking liberties. I was not getting Wally Pipp. All right. So I just want to point that out.
It's vacuum day. Come on. We're doing the show.
Man. Wait a minute. But I would get it from the missus. We going such and such. I'm like, oh shit. Oh, hey Ken, I can't make it to the show. Go Evan. Hey, Cuzzo down there. You get the show with you. But no, you know what?
It was a lot of guest hosts. He'd never been in the studio with Illy.
Yeah. We did four shows with Illy. He did that
right with Evan. You know the amount of shows I did with guest hosts because D was vacationing. Right, we were trying to establish ourselves. So I'm just pointing that out. Yeah.
We be up in Michigan somewhere getting that old cars.
But you know what? I think I called in one time when Evan was.
That ain't the same.
I'm just saying. I was always.
Get your ass back. Let's go back to Ryan. Ryan, please continue.
Yeah, really, for me, just like everybody said, I mean, I'm glad for you, D, that you feel happy, that you're at peace. We're gonna miss you every time we go out there, but we're gonna keep going strong for you, brother.
Oh, I appreciate it, man. Listen, this is the biggest thing. Like I said before, man. I just wanted to have fun with this. Like I said, I don't have any siblings. I have a ton of cousins, as you can see. One is on the line with us right now on a video. You know, it's being a big part of our life. Kyle Means. I have a ton of cousins, but I don't have any siblings, so I never had the ability to kind of like just sit back and just shoot the shit inside my home with somebody. You know what I'm saying? I had obviously my parents, my grandparents, and an aunt, but it was never the same having somebody of my age range in the sense. And I think this kind of like fulfilled that part of me. And it was great, man. Like I said, I've had
fulfilled your part. Now you gonna cut your siblings off?
Well, I don't have
any. MF. You just said we was just. You told me and Cal was your brother.
Yes, y'all are.
You put us with Mike Stokes and decreased Anton.
No,
I told my family that.
I love Anton.
All right, you loved them, but you said, "Wait, are you putting Anton above me now? Are you disrespecting me on the last day of the show?" But you said I never had brothers like you, Stokes and Kyle.
Oh no. Yeah. Hey, listen, man. I don't like I said before.
I don't play with brotherhood. All right. You don't take my brotherhood away. All right. Right. My brotherhood is.
You gotta take it easy on D. He didn't have any siblings.
I don't go to jail for everybody. I take going to jail very serious.
But this is the thing. Right? I never had this kind of like a relationship, you know, and you all have been able to fulfill that. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. I sit back now and I think about all the things that we have done. The last thing I said on the show, how I had that Cadillac. Chanel's grandmother passed away. We inherited her Cadillac, but it didn't have any AC, and we drove down the Bourbonnais, and it was me. It's me, Cuzzo, you, Ken, and Sid, right? Was it? Yeah. And the AC didn't work, and we was
on the way down. It was fine.
Yeah, on the way back, it was hot.
It was raining on the way back.
Oh, it was a hot box. We had that. We had some guests on our show. I remember that one dude. Man, what did he say? Something about slavery?
Dude, the slavery. Yeah. So we had a host that was in charge of, I believe, a rehab center out in California.
It was Josh Gordon.
What was his name?
Josh Gordon. He kept going back.
He was right. Yeah.
And he kept talking to him. He said something about slavery. And Ken has looked at me like, "You want to go?" I was like, "Thank you, sir." And I like went in on the guy. Like me and Ken had that symbiotic flow. Like, oh, he about to go. I'm gonna go ahead and just sit back. You know what I'm saying? We had that. Like I said,
go ahead. The live NFL draft shows.
Yep.
Ryan went out there protesting.
The girls outside protesting, and he out there going against them, and then the girls end up being inside the studio with us, and we saw interviewing them. What kind of crazy stuff is that? You know what I'm saying? Just being on State Street. I mean, just that's a whole bunch of things, man. I mean, I could probably just sit back. I just need to get my time together and kind of like just sit back because I'm sure we have a memory that all of us kind of like went through. Like when Tony said, well, "Wait a minute, Tony, did you say?" I don't think you said he was better than Derrick Rose in high school. You said something about Derrick Rose in high school. What did he say? Like a girl or something like that?
Yeah, no. He used to date somebody at Whitney Young when I was there.
Okay.
He used to pull up. He used to pull up a little.
So listen, we've never heard that part.
What?
No, that's not how it used to go. I'm telling you.
What?
I used to say, did he steal your girlfriend? Why do you hate him so much?
Oh, okay.
That's why he got the name the Hate Miser, because he hated Derrick Rose. He never told us in the past he used to pull up to the high school. And I used to say, like, dude, you got a personal hate of Derrick. And he was like,
what is a vendetta?
Later, he was like, it was his basketball IQ. I was like, no. You got a personal hate to this young man. And now, on the last thing that we do, we find out he used to pull up to Whitney Young. The 1 year Tony went there. See, I told you back in those days.
D Rose was the old dude who took all the cuties that
No, it was always basketball. I ran with the bit, but yeah, man. Like, I think I got so passionate about Derrick is because like we, as you all know, like he was from where we're from, like we saw him come up. Yeah. So like once he reached that peak, I was like, man, Derrick got another gear if he just do this and this, and then he wouldn't do it. So just kind of rampant basketball, South Side.
And we heard it every Saturday.
Yeah, y'all got it every Saturday.
We had it every Saturday.
You still find the Hate Master.
Listen,
the Tony Gill.
The D and Davis show gave everybody "Damn Tony." That came from us. Yep. That came from us. He was like, "Damn, what the hell he's talking about? Damn, Tony." Wait a minute, do y'all remember the dude?
From you.
Yeah. Got it from me.
Damn, Tony is definitely you.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say, do y'all remember the dude who walked past the studio, a homeless guy with the window fan?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That was the only one.
Wait a minute, yeah, I know. What about the cat who was rolling down the street on the skateboard in was it a penguin costume? Do y'all remember that? He was out. He was going up and down the street on a skateboard. I think it was a penguin costume. We saw a lot of wild stuff on South State Street.
Yeah, it was so many windows.
It was a lot of stuff, but that made it entertaining as well. It from being in the studio doing a show to sometimes don't even know we're gonna get into the studio, standing outside in the rain, in the snow, in like 100-degree weather. But that goes to the point of what all of our executive producers right here had said about the D and Davis show.
Wow, this is all our executive producers right here.
Yeah,
outside of Sid.
Outside of Sid. This was we was damn serious about this. We were passionate about this. And we was able to take that craziness and learning a lot of stuff on the fly to being able to go to the biggest station in Chicago and doing sports talk radio and having consistent callers calling in too. It's like, oh, they back on? Okay, yeah, we gonna call in.
It's still big kudos to T. I want to say this real quick. Man, do you understand the type of blessing that had been placed upon us to have you four, Sydney's not here, to be involved in our lives? Like, there, you can believe in what you want to believe in, but you can say fate has a reason, and because fate brings somebody in your life that doesn't have any dedication into what you're trying to do and move forward. But fate brought you three, including also Sydney, into our lives with the fanatic dedication to move on, which propelled us to different levels. This show never would have been this show without y'all. Like, and that's just period.
Yeah, 100%.
This show would have never been this without.
We'll still be on Blog Talk Radio. How about that?
Like the levels that it went through. And if I don't impart how much it means, I apologize, because it means the most. And I thank you, brothers, for giving in the manner that you gave and give, because it means the most. So thank you for sacrificing in the manner that you did, and also being unselfish to help someone else into doing something, because it utterly means the most to me, and it means the most to Demonze. And just thank you. That's all I really want to say.
I mean, there's a little bit of selfishness, right? I mean, like the personal enjoyment one, I think, like, because that's what I benefited from initially was I enjoy this. I want to laugh all the time too. So I'm going to be a part of this. So I mean, it was a little bit of selfishness, and like for me, knowing that you guys were talented and you guys were going places. So I wanted to attach myself with people, that hardworking people that were going places, that knew what they wanted and knew what they wanted to do, and I wanted to be attached to that. So
exactly,
I think it's the selfishness. The selfishness comes from knowing who you guys were, and what you guys brought to the table as hosts and as people. And selfishly, I want to be attached to you guys because of that.
I'm happy y'all saw the talent in us. I'm happy y'all saw the talent in us.
Yeah, and
right.
that was the center of the nucleus. We all had our ambitions, but all of us, we all believed in y'all. And when we saw y'all come together and exhibit what y'all exhibited each week, that's definitely a big part of what made me keep doing, the work that I've done, because I believed in y'all. And, everything was built upon that. All the joy, all the fun, all the sacrifice was built on just knowing that there was people in my life who I needed to believe in, and they were worthy of that. And we appreciate, just like y'all appreciate us, we appreciate y'all. And I don't regret anything, because I know that you guys did get a bit of that dream that y'all wanted, and I'm so happy for y'all. And I still wish there was more that we could do, but like I said, we did do a lot, and we always can take pride in it.
No, that selfish enough is leaving, so we can't go forward.
Listen, no. You know what I wanted to ask y'all? I still have a host in me. What was y'all favorite guest interview that we ever had?
That's too hard.
Is it one that, like, not favorite, but anything kind of hop out? Any
the one
favorite individual interview or favorite guest?
Like an interview just an interview that sticks in your mind. Like, you think a D and Davis show for you, it's like one interview that kind of sticks in your mind.
Well, I think the most, I may be right, I may be wrong here, but I think the most famous athlete we got on the show, was it Neek?
Yeah, it was Neek.
Yeah.
We had two. What's his name from?
Nazim Muhammad.
Nazim Muhammad. The second one, really.
He was asleep. He slipped up. He slept out.
But Neek.
Get up.
I mean, but listen. The thing with Neek is giving
Did
those.
We had like Patrick Sharp or something.
Who?
We had a Blackhawk come on.
Yeah, we did have Patrick Sharp.
Yes. Patrick, yeah.
But in the worst part, we had a bad connection, and him and his wife still gave us a great interview.
Sure did. Yeah.
So that may be it. But the Neek, the only way I'll put that above the Neek, because Neek giving those interviews out to everybody, because that's just the type of dude he is or whatever, which I'm sure some people would say about Patrick Sharp. But at least Patrick Sharp and his wife came on and dealt with the technical issues that we had.
They did.
Yeah. And still gave us a good. They weren't like forget it or whatever. But yeah, the Neek one was sweet.
Yeah.
It was a good interview.
My favorite one might have been when Tree came on and Ken had to dump the interview.
I keep dumping the book. I was thinking about that like the last 2 weeks. So OG Tree came on. And he was this interview, and he knew what he was doing. He's like, I'm gonna go on here, right? And he cursed in the whole interview, and I had to keep dumping it. And mind you, because it was like, I love OG Tree. So it was like, and I remember because I was thinking about D, and I knew when D asked the question, I was like, he was not in the studio with Ghostface. And D was like, hey, he's old. So when you was recording with Ghostface, nothing. Right.
I know he didn't either. I just wanted to say it.
You know, like back in the day, they not doing that nowadays. This ain't the 90s.
You mean they sent it out to you?
Yeah, right. OG Tree. They had the reels, D, when they had to bring the reels to the studio. But yeah, that OG Tree one, and I was thinking about it because I had to keep dumping it because he was like, if I'm coming, like, again, I could be lying, but he was like, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna be me or whatever. Yeah. And I like, and it's funny because like I love, like, there's some songs of his I just love. Like,
He's
right, like. And like just that one was a good one. That at least to say the least was definitely a good one.
Yeah. But Ryan, Tony, y'all got want to kind of jump out? I know Tony. Tony, you brought the Patrick Sharp on, right?
Yeah. I mean, no, that wasn't my favorite one.
The Lee Steinberg interviews were definitely good interviews. Lawrence Holmes. And with definitely with Jay Hood,
which was
Danny Parkins.
Hold on. I'm gonna tell what Tony about to say.
I stop.
I say,
Tony Cuzzo.
I'll just say Jared came on too right when he got on GM.
Yeah. Jared. It'd be remiss for us not to give up the sports feed props. From Jared, Jason, and Larry Howley, who gave us a whole nother platform. Even going with right now, Chicago Sports Talk, with giving us the opportunity to necessarily be on there. Like a lot of people, Mitch Rosen, Shane, all of the producers, including Tony, that allowed us to flourish and be at the Score. The times that we just talked the ear off of Tom Thayer when he had to come on air. Danny Parkins, always willing to come on. Initially thinking like it was a Tony podcast. It's like, Tony, is this your podcast?
Yeah, like, hey, this is pretty cool. Hey, Tony, like
yeah, you can see whatever. Danny Parkins,
he interned for us, right?
Danny Parkins has always been definitely good with us.
Yeah.
Dan Wiederer, like it's been a lot of people again.
Wait a minute.
Throughout Chicago, Cheryl Stout.
Cheryl
Stout, who is basically like a family member.
Yes.
You disrespect her, we coming at your neck.
I thought about her so much when I was making a decision. I think I said this to you all before. I think when Tony had brought up the point of, you know what I'm saying, this is a point in time trying to get a lot more people of color, black people voices out there. And I remember she pulled us to the side, like all of us together, and she was like, it's so important what y'all doing right now.
Cheryl Stout.
We need more people. We need more voices like that. I thought about Cheryl so much during this decision.
She's been great supporter, man. Great supporter.
Yeah.
Great supporter, and a pillar of Chicago in general, but in sports. Courtney and Afia.
Yeah, Ayo. Complaints and compliments.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's been so many people that didn't have to. And if I've skipped anyone, and we mentioned Evan F. Moore being, I think, my first guest host for like 2 or 3 episodes when Demonze took off, or whatever.
Listen, for me interning down there at Stats Stilettos and Sports Cipher, that helped me. Ken did one show.
No, this was even before. I was there before you were there.
How? Wait, what?
Because Fred Hill brought me there. So
you interned at the show before I interned at the show?
No, Fred brought me into the show.
Oh, down at VON. What was old boy name?
Fred brought me in to do. This is before it became Stats and Stilettos. This is with old girl before Maya.
Yeah.
And Farouk. Fred took me down there before you took me down there.
Okay.
All right. So like just
So don't forget it, D.
Yeah, you take all from everybody.
I'm just saying I was there. I'm just saying
you try to take credit for me and D's relationship.
Exactly.
I didn't take credit. I said that you guys were cousins.
Oh wow.
Oh my God.
It was saying the
made
show
your-
deserves the credit.
We
not
made
just
your
them.
cousin stronger. And there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with having a
Oh,
cousin.
Lord have mercy.
There's nothing wrong with it. You guys had an affinity from each other, but we made that bond stronger. So that's all I'm really saying. There's nothing wrong with saying that. Like, yeah, you guys are cousins in general. All right.
Oh, in general.
But being
In general,
second
yeah.
cousins,
In general. Hey, cousin, in general.
second cousins once removed, we fortified that to a point that y'all would have never had. Y'all would listen. You ain't getting that with the varsity show, Kyle.
My God.
And I know you know it.
Lord.
Especially, listen, the Kyle and Sean arguments alone. There will be times where, like, first I was like, I'm out. Like, you gotta get that with that.
Hey,
So
but we just had a new iteration of that last week. Josh, myself, Kyle, and Sean was doing the varsity show.
Kyle took the baton and carried on the ish. So you appreciate it more. But listen, I don't even know. And I mean, me and Kyle got arguments to have for the next decade, probably. But if you can't do, like, this was younger Cal too. This ain't even regular Cal.
Regular Cal.
This ain't like this.
Getting washed now, yeah.
Right. When you get washed, it's like it's not that serious. Yeah. But just how it was back then. Because I remember Cal was a person, listen, in some way, Cal was the person that made me sign the deal. He's like, what's 0% out of 0? And I was like, you ain't looking at it right. Right. And that's what Cal told me. What's 0 out of 0? Right. I remember Cal telling me that. And I'm like, I don't know, son. I don't seem still like that's the deal you should make if you're talking about what's 0 out of 0 or whatever. But to look at what Cal has done on a whole nother note with Regal Radio and what's going to go forth with Regal Radio. And I'm here regardless. And also, I don't want you to think sometime that I don't see your emails. I actually by the time I get to it, I feel like I'm late and I don't want to inject myself, but it's not by any means that I don't think that it's important or whatever. But like initially, like you had a basketball one and I didn't read the question properly. And you were like, every day, pick out this. And initially I was like, oh, I'm just going to pick out this. And so by the second day, I was like, oh, I had that wrong. And I didn't put myself into it. But it wasn't by any means that I don't think it's valid or important and I'm not paying attention to it. I guess is the point that I just want to let you know. But I mean, but you know what? But sometimes it's okay to let your brothers know that.
Yeah.
It's not that you took offense to it or anything like that, but it's okay to let your brothers know, hey, this is on me or whatever. It's like sometimes we don't take enough time to do that because No, brother, that was on me. I didn't read the question initially properly. And when I went to it, I thought the question was about everything and it was about every year of the championship. And I was like, oh, I'm wrong in what I was doing and therefore I didn't do it after that. And I mean, because it's different when you're talking about someone who gave so much to you. You know, even if you didn't give to us what you've given to us, that doesn't mean I shouldn't do you a certain way. And like, I try to live my life like that, unlike Tony. But like,
I don't know Tony like that. What the hell?
just shooting strays.
I know. What are you doing?
Y'all say they strays, they're not strays.
What are you doing?
He knows. Y'all don't know all of me and Tony. Unlike Tony. All right. Unlike Tony hitting me up, we gonna have lunch today. Right, like unlike Tony, right? Oh, this is
unlike.
But
yeah,
no.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just because it makes me think of the one dynamic of the show that we haven't. Because I want to keep. We've already gone way longer than I expected to, but I want to go into this though because it's funny. It's not funny, but it is funny, and I don't know how it is now exactly, but Ken, you and Sid had probably the most unique relationship.
Oh my God! It still goes on.
No, actually it doesn't.
It doesn't go as far because y'all not in the studio with each other.
No, it does. You know
All
what?
right.
It doesn't go as far to me. Now, I could be wrong, but also one thing you have to realize at a certain point in your life is you can't be everything to everybody. And then, Cal, you bring that up because I remember us leaving Blue Island and some of the discussions we had and some of the things you said, and I won't go into it on this part of the show or whatever. All right. Like, whatever. But no, I don't even feel the same way with me and Sid's interactions. I feel actually like Sid understands me and understands for the most part that I'm coming from a place of love when I do the things that I do. And the thing was back in the days, because when we were making our agreement, Sid was excluded. And I was the person that was like, why aren't we putting Sid into the people that's supposed to be in this agreement? And it was basically like, somebody's got to work for us. And me and Sid didn't even get along. And I was repping for Sid back in the days. So that was always something where it was kind of like, Sid, what the hell? Well, Sid has an affinity for D. And like my relationship with Sid doesn't have to be. No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
I thought you was going to say white women.
No, God, and that was Tony Gill. No, but yeah.
When
Sid
Kyle
and D,
said the whistling thing in the other one, I was
Sid
like,
and D went to school together. They have a closer relationship. I can't have a relationship with somebody like that, and they have a relationship with somebody else. But I do believe that Sid appreciates me, and it's even funny with that because just looking at the flip. I mean, it's sooner or later there's gonna be some changes to the flip, but one thing that I'm not looking at like, man, it's got to be. I mean, some parts will be flipped, but like I'm not looking at getting rid of Sid because he's not here because Sid's my brother. Like Sid is, and I will say at least in the last year, at least gets where I'm coming from, and it's not really that.
Oh,
it's not really.
Yeah.
So I don't,
it's a good healthy answer. It's a good healthy.
Yeah, it's not. I don't like Sid is my brother. Let me say that part. Sidney Brown, and we may not agree, and hopefully, if we don't agree on something, he'll inform me, and I'll inform him. But no, I mean, Sidney Brown dedicated himself to us.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
very much so.
I would be wrong to not continue on with that's just not how I'm trying to live my life. You know what I'm saying? Like my brothers in general, if you don't give your brothers back, now that's not to say that us being brothers that at one point we may all step away from what we're doing as a collective, right? So that's different. But as a collective to be like, oh yeah, D gonna F you, hell no. Like that wouldn't be me. How the type of person that I am, and I wouldn't be honoring the fact that the type of sacrifices that Sid has made, and also Sid brings a different perspective. Like one thing that Sid brings in is a different perspective, and I would think the thing that we always want to honor is having people to look at things through a different lens to help us either learn or educate.
All right. I mean, the one thing I want to get to too before we wrap it up. The D and Davis Show #1 fan, our main man, Shaka Strong. Make sure y'all follow Shaka on Twitter at CZulu801. He actually just tweeted me not that long ago. I got.
You know he would.
Well, no. Well, he's replying to something I said.
Right. He said, Mariah. He coming for Ryan. He said, your white ass shouldn't have said nothing like that. That's what he was saying.
He's replying to something I had tweeted out, or I retweeted, well, I answered or tweeted to Brandon. I got Brandon Pope down at the jam talking about Batman movies, something like that. He said Dark Knight Rises wasn't a good movie, and I said I didn't think Batman Begins wasn't that great. And Shaka was like, "Yo, D, Batman Begins wasn't that hot either. Oh, that stings a bit, bro. LOL." But it just kind of goes to, man, like we've been
most of you don't know you full of shit.
Hey, I didn't think Batman Begins. I mean, all right, but I don't think he was better than the other two. I mean, I was thinking better than that other one. But anyway, I think it goes to the point of, man, our time, as we said on this show, what we've been able to do is have fun, and the way it started to the point of like we had a fan base. Like I never thought in my life that we would have dedicated people following us on multiple platforms, subscribing to us. I mean, that was obviously the goal, but sometimes when you're starting something, you you know what I'm saying, you're just trying to go, but you never sit back and think like, oh, you know what I'm saying, people are actually following us or whatever like that. And to have dedicated people to the brand that reach out to us like a Shaka, and then many other people too that follow us as well.
Definitely shout out to Shaka.
Definitely shout out to Shaka. But that's another thing too, man. Like throughout having fun with you guys, we've also been able to create the brand and expand the brand and be able to meet people out on the streets. Even to the point of when Ken and I first met Mitch to talk to him about the show. What was homeboy that was working down at the desk at the Intercom? He's like, wait a minute, y'all the D and Davis show? Me and Ken looked at each other like,
and then let our boy Gabe know, because it was like, I heard y'all was down at the school, whatever. He was like,
yeah, like word got out. It was like, whoa, man, we actually doing something.
All those Tony times when it seemed like it was about to pop. Like it was like, man, that was. And again, we wouldn't have had that if Demonze hadn't interned at the store and built relationships, but the type of loyalty and respect that Tony had built at the store by his work ethic.
Yep.
It did a lot for us. You know what I'm saying? And it should always be, regardless of how arrogant you are, it should always be, I know you, right? I know you. And I'm joking, but it should always, I've always wanted to bring you up on the score because the chances of us being there without you are minuscule.
Yeah.
And that is a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, and
I didn't think it was a lot. I thought it was fairly easy because if y'all was whack, I wouldn't have did it.
Nah, but
I appreciate that, Tony.
Tony, who else is doing that? Right. Like, who's else coming off of here going there?
Yeah.
That's nobody else got them on there, and then it should have been enough people trying to get y'all on there, but you was the one who opened the door.
And on top of it, it was built off of the respect people have for you. I mean,
very much so.
It helped us. We had reps, but they knew you weren't a liar and that you wouldn't put yourself out there for something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, brother, thank you.
Thank you, Tony. You listen, man. You allow me to
retire.
You helped me.
Be quiet. We got Tony to blame.
No, but Tony was able to help me achieve my goal. One of my goals on my checklist was to host a show on on the radio. Period.
Because you was a 1,000 in Memphis.
I was. I did grow up more of a 1,000. I grew up a 1,000 guy. You grew up more of a score guy. But at the same time, though, without Tony, without Cal first being there to help us basically get started, put water on the seed, Tony there to cultivate that and get us to the point, and then Ryan basically keeping that well-oiled machine going, we wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be able to say anything at all for the rest of my life to my last days. I wouldn't be able to do that without y'all. So even though, yes.
So are you coming back?
No.
What? Am I coming back to the show?
Even if we have, no, not you. We'll talk to you. Not you. We know you too busy right now for all that.
Tony doing his thing, and as he should be. Tony,
but wait,
yes.
Are you? So even if we're doing successful in a year and a half, and you're gonna want to come back if we're doing well, it's gonna be in the back of your mind. You're not coming back.
I'm probably not. No.
So there's nothing that can make you come back. Basically,
I mean. Listen, if I put it like this, and some people
really like this, brother.
No, and some people have said this. They said, "What if somebody like something big happens, or somebody big, I should say, come to you and Ken and say, hey, listen, I want you all to do this in this iteration. It might not be sports, it might be something more of a foot. I have no idea. It's like, what if somebody big comes to y'all and say like, hey, we need D and Davis back together again like Voltron.
Then you would come back.
I would have to consider it.
And you know what?
Right, so let me ask you this. Wait, Kyle, wait.
Go ahead.
So let me ask you in that. So even if you came back for that, with knowing that you want to retire, would that even make sense? Because you got more than one foot. You got both foots out the door.
I do.
Yeah. So it's like, would that even?
I don't see
because even if we did that, it's a chance that you would leave.
Listen,
because,
I'm always going to have ideas in my head. I'm going to have ideas in my head. Maybe I might not talk. Maybe I will hit up Kyle and like, hey, man, I've been thinking about something. I'm going to write a piece for the website. That's something that's a possibility, right? Although, I'm not the best writer. But if it's something I need to get off, whatever like that, I can use that medium because we've been able to create that platform. Right. But as far as coming back and just doing
you couldn't come on the show and do that shit?
It depends on what it is, and probably not.
Wait, how does it go to I'm not a great writer, but I'll write some shit?
Because I've been able to create a platform that I can always go to and say, hey, Cal, put this on the website.
But
because I am a founder of that website.
Right, but you're also a founder of this platform.
I am.
So why wouldn't you bring it to this platform?
It depends.
He wants to challenge himself, kid.
No. I'm asking because I want to really suss out everything. Yeah. Because I want to be accommodating to my brother.
Me chit-chatting and me doing this and this iteration of myself.
You gotta take care of Ryan. Y'all got what's going on with Ryan?
What's wrong with Ryan?
You see him down there?
Ryan is fine. Why are you picking on Ryan? Ryan is fine.
Ryan is really a diva.
You've been picking on Tony all day. You've been picking on Ryan now. What's wrong with you? What's going on?
Tony belongs to me.
Damn. You hear that, son? You hear that, son? You hear that?
Tony,
you hear that?
He sound like Al Pacino talking about Dottie Brown.
You sound like
Tony is.
Tony will tell you he belongs to me.
You sound like George Washington.
Tony is the son and I'm the slave.
Give me your teeth too, Tony.
Ryan, on the other hand, kind of belongs to you. All right, like this one. This one is mine. No, this one is mine.
I thought you were taking me on the boat back to Africa, and now you're just leaving it up to D.
No.
Oh wow. Y'all really selling some dreams.
Wait. You had to earn that.
Hey, let me tell you something. It's all.
I thought I already got it.
No.
Remember the man accosted me and you said, "Sir, that is my boy."
Wait a minute, hold on. Everybody always talk about the weird stuff that comes out of my brain. You see this Kenneth Davis guy? You see this guy right here?
All right, Tony. Do you not
this guy right here?
Oh wait, Tony. Do you not belong to me? Yes or no?
What the kind of shit is that to say?
We don't have to play. We don't even have to play.
You're talking to him like he's on Madison Street. Shake that ass for me. You belong to me.
If you know Tony, he wouldn't laugh if it didn't have some point of righteousness.
Good Lord, have mercy.
Listen, I'll say this. Initially, Jason belonged to you.
Jesus. What is this?
No, Jason no, because this is the thing. Wait, real quick.
What is belonging to people?
People usually find out who they have somewhat a likeness or somewhat a fondness or commonality with. So that's even kind of what I'm alluding to or whatever. Okay. So like really with the show of Jason, initially when Jason came to the show, Jason was rocking with you until he saw how I was kind of looking out for him. And that's not saying in a disparaging manner or whatever. But you and I'm saying you and Ryan sometimes would fall in line with likely ideas. Mm-hmm. So that's really what I mean or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But the hate miser has always belonged to me. Always. And that's the problem.
I can't believe you're leaving me here when you go back to Africa. I can't believe this.
This is the problem.
This is news
now,
to me.
Listen, what I'm about to give you now, you're gonna appreciate it.
Oh no.
Right? No, what I'm about to give you now, you're gonna appreciate it. Because it's gonna grow both of us.
And this is what I say. This is my last point. This is why I'm very excited to be just be a fan and to be a fan and sit back and listen and see what happens. Because I have been in the mucks of everything for the past 15 years of my life doing this. I can actually step back and just watch y'all do what y'all gonna do. So, I mean, that's
Tony, wait. You take your head from your phone and you let everybody know you belong to me.
What is this, man? What is this event? Stop trying to own people.
You didn't have to take care of Tony.
Stop trying to own people.
No, it's not that. He knows what I mean. Like, you did not have to take care. Like, Tony is a member of my family, basically. Right? Like, Tony not coming to my house, my family was like, where's Tony? Like, he knows. Like, after meeting Tony's mama was like, thank you for looking out for my son. Like, he knows.
Yeah, like he was out there hard in the streets.
No,
thank you for taking him in.
It's not hard in the streets. It's just the fact that when someone looks out for your child, even if they don't have to, you respect them in doing it. So that's even just the point of the thing where it's just like, yeah, I'm always gonna be on Tony's ass, right? Like that's never gonna be anything, because that's just the type of relationship that we built. And it's funny because it's similar to like me and Kyle in a different manner. Because like me and Kyle used to have so many discussions on whatever the fuck was going on with everything. So it's just weird because it became like a different manner. So again, I'm being facetious. He's a grown man. He does not belong to me, but he's a part of my family. So I will get on his ass at any moment. And Ryan, you already are a part of my family, but I'm going to get on your ass even more. I'm not even going to get on your ass. You're just going to have to figure out what the fuck we're going to do. Right? Like, it's not even about that. It's just really figuring it out. And it's also not just for me, but it's also for you. I don't want to do nothing that doesn't try to prop up the people that are engaged in doing it with us and me. So some parts of it, I also want to know what you want to do to benefit you, because that'd be selfish to a certain degree. So that's why, again, when you're brothers and you bust balls, but T knows that I'm extremely bust his balls because, you know, he been on some fuck shit for a minute anyway.
Well, you know, we all we gotta go out because King got me wanting to collect the white boy to belong to me now. So I gotta work on that. But in the meantime, I got other stuff.
It takes years, Kyle.
Yeah, we all got work. We gonna keep on doing. We gonna keep on grinding. I appreciate all you brothers, man. I love you guys. Thank you for spending another hour with me. I got Sean Sierra blowing me up. I got to talk to him in a minute. But thank you guys. Thanks for doing this. Thanks for tonight, and thanks for all the memories. But let's keep on building more, y'all. However we do it.
And we still got the flip.
You still got one left. We got the flip left.
Yeah, that's taping that this weekend. Y'all can listen to that. D and Davis on SoundCloud is forever there for y'all. All this craziness that we spoke about in this last hour, you can listen to it and definitely on SoundCloud. A lot of it you can listen to on War on Anchor as well. D and Davis show, the last D and Davis show will be on War on Anchor on Thursday. And this will be out too pretty soon. So just keep supporting us, show us love, and we'll show it right back. And that's it, man. Keep showing your love to Dirty D. You know, he gonna be just dirty out in these streets now. He don't have any creative.
No restrictions. I'm just out in the streets now. I'm in the wind.
Right. He just gonna be dirty out there. So give him, I don't know. We just show him some love because he may need it, because he ain't talking shit with us no more. So that's it.
All right, brothers. Love y'all, man.
All right, y'all.
See ya.
Peace.
Hey Ryan, man. Oh, I'm glad you hung on for a second. Oh, Ryan. All right. There we go.